You're alive. There you go. Hello, everyone. Today's Monday. It's not a Sunday podcast, but because I was at Preston Pop Fest this weekend, which is really, really good, we're having today's Ask the Drummer on a Monday. And I saw my guest actually on Saturday afternoon, and he's just so amazing. So I'm not going to keep him waiting. I'll call him in now. Please welcome my guest for this week. It's Mark Whiteside of Evil Blizzard. There you go. I just, oh my god! I said, hello. Hello.
Although I'm not eating cake at the moment, I'm on a diet, but I would generally drum for cake. So as long as it's Victoria Sponge, I'm all right.
Oh my god! I should have brought you a cake on Saturday because I brought one for.
I'm trying to be good at the moment.
Oh my god! Next time I see you, I'm gonna bring you a cake.
No problem.
That is so good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, excellent. Recovered from the weekend. Yeah, Saturday, Sunday gig, so it was good. Yeah.
Oh, it was
super.
That was just so amazing. I mean, I'm so happy. Preston Pop was just really, really good.
Oh, yeah.
So
it was a great event. Really good. Lots of great bands on. Lots of good people there.
Yeah. Right. I don't know where to begin because my head is still impressed.
Throwing you now with the cake.
Yeah, and then I saw it was like a drum for cake, and I was like, all of a sudden my mind just went blank or something.
So you have to bake them though, that's the only problem.
Yeah. And I thought you were so I asked you on Saturday if you're gonna come on with your
outfit.
Mask.
Well, I have got it. I have got the mask. Unfortunately, it's in a bag, and it needs a bit of airing out since the last year. I don't think it's been in the light of day since 2 years ago, the Guildhall. So it's or some Sonic Festival maybe, but it will be out for next week the week on Friday when we play. But for today, I thought I don't want to scare. It's bad enough looking at me like this, so I thought I don't want to put my outfit on as well. So
how comfortable are you, or how uncomfortable are you wearing the mask?
Well, for myself, it's not too bad because I've got a half mask because I'm singing, drumming. Mine's not that bad. If the other members who've got full mask faces, it can be very uncomfortable,
Right, yeah.
But for me, it get a bit of air, so it's not too bad. But it's obviously it's not as comfortable as not wearing one, but it's it's fine. It adds to the show.
Yeah. Right, you were at the Preston Pop Festival. What was your favorite there? Were you only there on a Saturday, or did you go on?
I only went Saturday, unfortunately. Friday, I couldn't make Friday. Sunday, I was gigging again somewhere else. I was in Blackpool at the Waterloo Bar. So on Saturday, I was there basically, from the afternoon right through. I mean, to be honest with you, the music, when they say what's my favourite, I just really enjoyed it all. Just nipping in, watching. I didn't really stand up watching. Jazz Butcher was good. Ginnell wearing the T-shirt Pride.
Yeah, I should have bought.
He's not paying me for wearing it, but even though he's in Evil Blizzard, Pete, he's in Ginnell, I had to buy this T-shirt. Yeah. So no, Ginnell was great. It was just a really good atmosphere. All the bands were great. Fair play to everybody. Wolfhounds, everybody who played. I didn't get there yesterday, unfortunately, but I'm sure it was as good as it was for Saturday.
But do you go to gigs often?
Well, obviously not due to the lockdown. I've not been to that as many gigs as I would have been in the past. But I mean, there's a healthy music scene in Preston at the Ferret, which is great. We go to Manchester sometimes. Liverpool. In the last couple of years, obviously, I've not been to as many. But in the past, I've been to see plenty of bands. If we're not playing ourselves, I will go and watch. New bands or older bands, whatever floats my boat, basically.
Well, are you like me? Like when I go see a band, and then
I don't
always
think no one's like you, Anna.
no, no. That's not, I was gonna say that I always sort of like look for the drummer. Where is the drummer sort of like positioned and stuff, and just make sure that I see them. Are you
Well,
like
for myself,
when you?
I do watch the drummer and things, but
Yeah.
generally, I get sort of like a bit depressed knowing how good they are. So, I tend to watch them and snare at them at the same time, or sneer at them. Not snare at them; it's a drum. Do you know what
So
I mean?
you're like,
No, not at all. No. I enjoy what there's some great drummers out there. As you said yourself, a band's only as good as its drummer.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you don't have a good drummer really. Normally, the band falls down a bit. But yeah, there's some fantastic drummers out there.
Oh, because I was gonna say, do you go and say, "Oh my God, the drummer is awesome"?
Obviously, depending who they are. There's various drummers in music I like who are exceptional. Killing Joke's drummer's a great drummer. Gavin Harrison, who plays in the prog scene, King Crimson, Pineapple Thief, he's an amazing drummer. There's so many great drummers out there. Drummers who I know personally as well. Some great drummers I know. Mike Eaton from Embrace. He's a very solid drummer, great drummer. There's just different drummers for different things. So jazz drummers, etc. So.
Well, do you have like ask them for a photograph? Like me?
I don't tend to be honest. I don't tend to go to. I'm not like you, Anna. I'm not going after the pictures so much. Obviously, if it was someone that was one of my big drumming heroes and I was there with them, I'd like a picture taken with them.
Oh yeah.
I remember, Paul Ferguson from Killing Joke. We had a picture taken with him because he's a great drummer and a good influence, great tribal type drummer, and we supported Killing Joke, and he bought one of our Blizzard T-shirts, and we had a picture taken with him with that on. But yeah, I don't really get I don't get any backstage passes. That's the problem. So I don't get to see them. I met Steve the other day, and I met his drummer, and he's a great drummer. So I had a quick chat to him outside. But other than that, I don't really tend to see not any major drummers.
Okay, well, let's start from the very beginning, because as the drummer is all about you, Mark Whiteside. So, so you were born in Preston, right?
I was
born in Preston. So, what's it like growing up in Preston?
Yeah. Well, Preston is, as we all say, an industrial Lancashire town as it was. Before when I was growing up there, I suppose it was like many sort of towns in the sort of northwest area. Maybe, since the decline of the industries, obviously it probably went down a bit, but in the 60s, 70s, it started to pick back up again. I think Preston's actually done pretty well out of the area, with some other towns around maybe not have got as much funding and things, possibly, I don't know. But it was okay growing up in Preston. It's a nice place. There's nice parks. It's got the decent shopping. It had great music shops, great record shops. Lots of gigs. Lots of gigs.
Action Records.
Well, Action Records, obviously, it's been there since Action been there since the last.
In the last 4 years.
Well, I think it was about 1979, was it? Something like that. It started, so it's been there a long time, and it's survived through the bad years, and it's coming good again now with the research in vinyl. But as a Preston as a whole, it's been fine, and since the university has took hold a lot, there's a lot of money going into the town. It'd be nice if they could open the Guildhall back up again, or maybe get another venue that maybe the Ferret's brilliant. But it's still it holds sort of like 200 or so people. It'd be nice to get a sort of maybe an 800 seater, like in Manchester, where you've got the different academies and things.
Yeah, is the Guildhall? Is the Guildhall the one?
Evil Blizzard were the last band to play the Guildhall. So I don't know if that's a good thing for us to say we closed it or not. I don't know, but basically we did the gig there with various bands, the Membranes, Strange Flutes, just different bands who played with us, and Pigs, blah 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 blah. You've heard of that band, Pigs times 7. They played, it was a great day, but that was the last time it was open. I think that was a couple of years ago. In April it ended, and no one's taken it back on since. So as a venue that's seen every major band, Bowie, Jackson's, Led Zepp, lots of major stars have played there. It's unfortunate it's not going, but a lot of bands will play Manchester and Liverpool. And that's the way it goes. But hopefully,
I think that's where I saw Tiffany.
Tiffany, yeah. Well, I didn't get to that one, but I did see myself and Blizzpig from Evil Blizzard. We did go to watch the Jimmy Osmond Christmas show. That was great. So that's a sort of similar type thing, I think. I've seen many bands there.
Well, that's the first time I think that I've been to Preston when I saw it. Impressed because I wasn't sure about unlike Manchester and Liverpool, it's very all the venues there and stuff about music venues. But I went to Preston for the first time to see Tiffany because she wasn't doing Manchester at the time, so I went there. And then the second one was when I went to the Ferret only a few weeks ago to see Johnny Brown. But now after Preston Pop, I think for me, I mean, what it's done, the Preston Pop is it made me think that I want to go back there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a friendly town. The music people at Preston are always welcoming. I've got friends who've moved to Preston from outside the area. Not just because of the town, but because of the friends, the music scene. If they're into music, it's got a nice scene. The Ferret's a friendly place. There's always great acts on at the Ferret, whether it's a paying gig or just a free gig. Continental have lots of variety on there. There is places to play, of course, but it'd be nice to have as I say, sort of even like the size of the Academy 3, that type of thing. It would be really nice. But you're more than welcome to come to Preston.
Yeah, because it seems to be like they're all very relaxed about it, because I felt like I was saying to someone that I felt like I was the only weird person there, so asking for photographs and signatures from everybody, and they were like,
that's because they're all being too cool. I think what it was is they didn't want to ask because you'd already got round everybody and took photos. So I think they didn't bother. But we're very laid back in Preston. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's especially that place, the Continental. It's so relaxed.
Yeah. Well, it's a great venue. I know the people who run it, and there's another venue in Preston now that's opened up, the Market Tavern in Preston Town Centre. That's putting live acts on in the garden. I might be playing there in my other thing, the one-sided horse thing, but that's run by the same sort of people from the Continental. And the Cont is good for not just music, but they put arts events on and that type of thing. It's good. Near the park, it's a nice place and very nice food as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've tried the nachos 2 days. I had the nachos Saturday and Sunday. It was so good. But anyways, I shouldn't really talk about. I mean, like I said, my mind is
talking about food. We should be talking about drumming.
Right. So going back when you were a kid, you're an only child, right?
I am an only child.
Yeah, and your mom, I mean, she's 93. Oh my God, it's just so amazing.
She is 93, and I call her the Queen. I'm always taking on little trips out. She likes going to Lytham, which is up the road. So she doesn't. She's never actually seen me play ever. I think once playing drums once over, but she's never seen me actually perform. But then again, she can't really see very well now. So, but she might be coming to one of my gigs in September. So possibly one of my solo acoustic gigs. Yeah, I'm doing a little gig in Lytham, so St Anne's. So she might be coming to that one. But
But how did you get into drumming?
Well,
so when you were a kid,
I mean, like a lot of people who drum, they've always had that sort of tendency to sort of tap their hands and put on, whatever, just sort of like anything you get the hands on to tap around on. But I always remember when I was very young, possibly like other people probably. I mean, I must have been under 5. I've got to be. Just sitting in front of the TV, like a lot of them were, with tins and knitting needles and just tapping away on tins when something was on the telly, or maybe it was Top of the Pops or something was on, just tapping away and sitting there merrily playing to myself, as you do. And that was when I was very young, obviously 3, 4, 5, whatever, but properly started drumming probably when I was about 10, when I joined a boys' brigade. like a scout band, but a boys' brigade band.
Yeah.
And that was desperate to get on the drums, but you had to go on the trumpet first. You couldn't go straight to drums. You had to sort of do the time first. So I finally got onto the drums after about sort of like 6 to 8 months, and then I stayed there for a few years. 10 till 12. That was good for rudiments. Doing the sort of military type sort of drumming.
Right,
and then from there, it was just a case of moving on from there as I got a bit older. Getting a drum kit. So that's how it developed really. But my granddad was when he was a young lad, he was a sort of, I won't say a drum teacher, but he taught drums in a scout band. So he bought me my first ever drum kit when I was about.
Did he teach you?
Sorry?
Did he teach you? Did he teach you?
He didn't teach me. No, to be honest with you, I've always seemed to be able to have like a natural feel for playing drums. So I've never really had drum lessons. I've had a few pointers by people, but I've never really had drum lessons. I've just always felt I can do what I need to do. I'm not the world's best drummer. Then again, I'm not the world's worst drummer. But does it really matter if you're enjoying it and you're playing? It's what you play.
Like I said, all drummers are awesome. So you're awesome, Mark. So
yeah, as I said, he bought my first drum kit, a little drum kit off. It was a friend's actually, and they had a band and they were selling a drum kit. So he bought me that. That was in the shed outside, and me and my friend used to go in there when we left school. We used to get together in the daytime and literally just. Cause we had like a 2-piece before the white stripes. We just used to thrash music out in this little garden shed, much to the annoyance of the neighbours. But that's where it started from, and then it just progressed from there. Hundreds of different things, projects, bands, session work. Lots of people I've worked for. In bands, I've probably been in like 30 bands myself, and but for the last few years, it's been really Evil Blizzard. A band called This Dirty Swamp, which is another band I play in, but I don't play drums in that band. And One Sided Horse, which is again not drums, it's guitar. So, but drum wise, Blizzard is my main thing. Or if I can sit in with somebody, I'd like to, I like sitting in and playing a bit of drumming,
So, with you, it's not like you saw someone on the telly and then said, "Oh, I want to be like him." It wasn't like that.
I just remember sitting on the floor tapping around on tins. I just did it. I don't think I had any moments where, apart from maybe that, seeing Animal from the Muppets, maybe I don't know. But obviously that was a lot later. But no, I've not recalled seeing a drummer and thinking that's cool. I'd like to be a drummer. I've just always seemed to be a drummer. That's the way it is. For many years,
Natural, yeah. Right, so we'll talk about Evil Blizzard, because I must admit, the only time that I was supposed to see Evil Blizzard when you supported Balaam and the Angel in 2016 at the Ruby Lounge. But I don't know what happened. You must have come on. I think you were on very early.
We were on first. It was us, and I think it was Skeletal Family.
Skeletal Family.
Yeah, and so we drew the short straw. We went on first. We knew we were going to be on first. We're good friends with Balaam, and we knew we were going to be on first. So I think we was on about 7:30, something like that. And that was another great venue, Ruby Lounge. I used to love playing.
Yeah, it's closed now. Yeah. I'm normally early for gigs because I always wanted to see the support acts and stuff. And I thought, it sounds interesting and stuff. But I don't know what happened there. When I got to the venue, when I got there, it's already Skeletal Family or so. Like, why did I thought, oh my God, this is so early. So I didn't really get a chance.
I think they wanted us on and off as quick as possible. I think that's what it was.
But anyway, so Evil Blizzard, so it's 4 bass players, a singing drummer, and a menacing pig.
A menacing pig.
I think that's a menacing pig. So how did that come about?
Originally, Evil Blizzard was formed quite some years ago when myself and one of the members of the band, we'll give him his name from the band, Prowler. We was in another band, and it was just a normal 3-piece band, a bit heavy sort of Black Sabbath type thing. And we was doing a gig in Preston at a really good venue, which it's still going, but at the time it was a different venue, and the guitarist couldn't make the gig. He rang us in the day and said, "I just can't do the gig." You know, he had some really bad cold or something. He just couldn't do it. So that was not on the day. It was a few days before the gig. He said, "I'm not going to be ready for the weekend." So I said, "Fine." So I said to, I call him his real name now, Stu. I said to Stu, well, let's just do the gig anyway. We'll do it as a two-piece. You can just play bass as you do, put the distortion on. I'll just do the drums as normal, because I was singing anyway and drumming in that band. And we'll get a different name just for one night. So that's how it really came about. And I was in his house, and there was an Ozzy Osbourne album, the Blizzard of Oz album, on the side. And I just said, Blizzard sounds good. And I said, we need a name. And I said, well, let's call it Evil Blizzard, because it sounds cool. And so we did it one night. I think there's about 6 people there. We did one night, and then we didn't do another gig for ages. And then it sort of developed. We just went back to it a few years later. So that's how it started originally, just by chance, really. And then as it went along. So I'm sure you'll ask me about that. But basically, it moved on from there, you know.
And you named yourself like your side. I can understand that because it's Whiteside, yeah. And the others are like.
I suppose it is because of Whiteside. Well, it is because of Whiteside. That was because one of the guys in the band, Cav, who's no longer with us, he actually left last year. He's got his own band now with his son and his goddaughter, which is called Hack 123. They're a band from Birmingham, and they're excellent.
Oh, right,
And so he's concentrating on that more. But he always used to call me Side. That's what he just used to call it me. So that's how it just came about. Not because of a band, he just used to call me that. But the other members got their own name. Filthy Dirty. Well, Filthy Dirty got his name from a friend who said something like, just for some reason, he said something like, "You're a right filthy dirty man," or something. He just said it, and that stuck. And then Prowler is because he's very menacing on stage. He sort of prowls around. Stomper, Big Peaches in Ginnell, Stomper. I called him Stomper at a gig. We played a gig with The Fall at the Kersal Social Club, and he played that. That was the first time he played with us, and he literally was stomping around on the stage. So I just called him Stomper. So, and then we've got Bless Crawl, Mr. Dibbs, who's now joined full time to replace Cav in a way. He's back on bass. You got Bliss Pig. Who's literally a pig in bliss. But originally was called the Monkey Priest, and he was dressed in a priest's outfit with a monkey's head. So that's what that came from originally. And then he changed over to this like pig in a monk's outfit, and then he became Bliss Pig. So it developed over a bit of time, that one. We've had various people, sometimes we've had 8 bass players on stage, sometimes we have 3. We've had, John Robb's played with us. We've had different people in different bands, guys from Space, guys from Embrace. Anybody really who we know who wants to get up. We've had people do the gig for us. We did a gig in York, and we just left the stage, and some of the fans got on the stage and finished the gig for us, and we watched them. So they were called Evil Buzzard rather than Evil Blizzard. So that was quite novel. Watching many people say better. We've had friends, wags, I suppose you're going to call them at the time, girlfriends, wives, who formed a band called Sheeval Blizzard, and they supported us, and they went on first, dressed exactly like us, and then we replaced them after the first song. So that was quite. So lots of different things happen with Evil Blizzard.
I've got a serious question though, because I remember, when I met you at Louder Than Words Festival. And actually, I was so really interested in you when they asked, because I was at the reception. It was me, if you remember. And when they asked us, they said that where would you like to do your duties? And I thought, I want to go and see. I want to go to the Evil Blizzard room. So I could
it was a good interview. That with John Robb. It was excellent.
Yeah, that was really good. But what I was going to ask you is, I know it's something serious, maybe a bit. So because part of your show is the menacing pig has got the what do you call it?
The cleavers.
Yeah, I know they're just props and things. But somebody, when I posted it on, because I took a video of him when he was walking down the aisle with this, like with his cleavers and stuff. So I took a video of it. I posted it on Facebook, and one of my friends. One of my friends like said something that's not nice.
Yeah.
Because especially with the knife culture in
I understand that. Yeah.
UK and stuff. And I thought, well, what do you
I mean, that the actual idea of the sort of cleaver. It was originally a meat cleaver because he's a pig, and it was like a butcher packet. So it was a cleaver originally. I think someone stole it one gig. And then he ended up with more like a sword type thing. I mean, really, it's just come across as a prop. I mean, we don't look at it as trying to endorse, violence or culture. It's literally just something to stand there with, We probably do more damage throwing bases in the audience, So and we don't get accused of base violence so much. So, but no, I think it's a fair point. Some people could get offended by it if they've had problems with culture and things like that. But it's fairly light-hearted as well. It's and now he does more keyboards now, so he's got less time to play. He doesn't have. He doesn't do it. He's not like Keith Emerson and hitting them with his knives. He's literally just having to concentrate on his one finger on the note. So he doesn't seem to do it as much, really.
So is it like Bez with his maracas? So he's got a Bliss Pig with his cleavers.
Well, I mean, Bliss Pig. As I say, it came on board as a. We used to have a guy called Mopman as well, who was a guy who had a mop and he used to mop people, and he'd go into the audience with a mop, and that was quite amusing. He did that for a while, then he left after a while. But that was another good act, And he was a popular guy, He had like an abattoir thing on, and he had a mop, and it was originally it was a horrible, dirty mop, and he used to mop it with really bad water and things. But then he cleaned it up a bit, People got a bit annoyed about getting a mop full of dirty water in the face. But with Bliss Pig, it's just a prop, and I mean, hopefully people don't take it too seriously. The idea of Blizzard is, even though we do believe that the music is pretty strong and it's well worked out, but people don't think it is, to be honest. But it is fairly worked out. It's not easy with 4 bass players and things to get everything sounding right. With Bliss Pig, we put him more on the keys, and hopefully he's going to might be doing a song on the next lot, sort of, doing a front roll on one of the songs, just to break it up a bit. But whether he'll bring his plastic cleaver out again, I don't know.
Well, let me just say hello to a friend of mine who's just it's actually sharing it to his friends as well. So No Kalilan Failano, hello there, thanks for watching. So that's him. No, yeah. Right. Okay. So what's next for Evil Blizzard? Because you're gonna do a Christmas game.
Well, the next we're doing 2 gigs in 2 weeks' time in Preston. We're doing I think it's the 4th and 5th of September. That is they were 2 gigs that have been put back. They were charity gigs or help gigs for the venues. That was 2 nights to help raise money for the ferret. So that was sold out a long time ago. So that is in a couple of weeks' time. That's our first gig for about 2 years. So that should be great. Then after that, we've not got another gig then, I don't think, till possibly next April. Which is the gig's been put back from last year. So we've got the Academy 3, which is the Christmas gig, which is not at Christmas. We've got the Halloween gig in Leeds with Discharge. That one's on, and that's not Halloween. So we're fitting it. I think we're playing London in February. I think we're playing London. We're playing with a few bands down there. At the Academy, I think, or one of the academies in London. So we've got a few things coming up, but we'd like to really get properly together and get a new album sorted out, really, more than anything, and then book a few gigs from there.
Yeah. Are you all from Preston? So would you say that Evil Blizzard is from Preston?
Not all from Preston. Not all from. Me and Pete are from Preston. Filthy. He's lived in Preston all his life. Originally was from Hartlepool.
Right, okay.
Dibs, obviously. I don't actually know where Dibs is from, but he lives in Buxton. I know that. And the bass player, one of the bass players.
Like all bass players.
He's from Wakefield way. We met him when he was at university. So Pete Pig's from Preston. So yeah, the majority of it's from Preston. Yeah.
Yeah. So like say that what are the bands or like famous bands in Preston? You say Evil Blizzard and
there's many bands in Preston, but there's not been many famous bands out of Preston. You know.
Okay. I'm gonna before we talk about your one-sided horse, I noticed that you put there. So before this solo project, you're a big fan of Phil Collins, right?
I mean, what's not to love about Phil Collins?
I know.
I know he gets a lot of bad press, but I mean, if you're looking at it as a drummer, if you're looking at his early drumming from the early 70s through Brand X, which is his great jazz band, through the hundreds of sessions he's done, he's just an extraordinarily brilliant drummer. I mean, obviously we know now he can't drum, and probably in the later 20 years of his career, he's not drummed like he would have done when he was as a younger man. He changed his style a lot to a more simplistic style. But obviously he's most famous for the In the Air Tonight, obviously, and the drum sound he did with Peter Gabriel and that type of thing. But really, his drumming from the 70s is his benchmark, really. In fact, my favourite drum album of all time is with Phil on it, which is the Brand X album, Unorthodox Behaviour, which is an astonishingly great drum album, So, but I have to love Phil. There's many people who love Phil who don't admit to it. That's the thing.
I know, that's what I was gonna say, because it's like, how come there are people who say that they don't love him? It's like he's one of the best drummers or singing.
They may respect him for his drumming ability, but they just don't like him for
the singing.
He got some bad press, didn't he, from like say Noel Gallagher, bad press from the press about different things. So they might not like his music, but he's a great artist, a great showman, great frontman, phenomenally great singer. So, you either like him or you don't. I don't mind, I mean, I love Barry Manilow. He's one of my favourite singers.
I know. I was going to say, you also love Barry Manilow.
No shame with Barry. Barry's phenomenal. One of the greatest voices of all time.
Awesome. If you ask my brother, he's still number 1 in the Philippines, Barry Manilow.
He should be as well, because we love Barry.
Barry Manilow and Air Supply, they're number 1.
I mean, I think I should go over there and play over there. Maybe they like me,
But do you do In the Air Tonight? This is all like a practice thing, because I just love the drum.
Oh, you mean the drum? Yeah, the drum roll. It's quite a complicated drum roll to do it properly, but everyone can do it. They can air drum it, can't they?
Air drumming, yes, but not the actual. So like.
You go to concerts, many bands I've seen, bigger rock bands, prog bands, where the people in the audience are doing all the drumming. They know the drum parts. Neil Peart from Rush, they know everything. They know what's happening. With my music, myself drumming, it's fairly just more basic tribalist. So you don't get many air drumming from me. You might get a few people flicking the V's at me, but you don't get many air drumming. So literally, but for great drummers, you do get lots of them. You do get lots of air drummers.
We also want to say hello to Peter Loney. He's in Atlanta, so he said morning from Atlanta, Peter. And he said that they used to play Easy Lover in the cabaret days. So that's
Easy Lover. Another fine song. A wedding classic. We love Easy Lover.
Yeah, well, Peter is actually a percussionist, and he's going to be my guest. Yeah, he's going to be my guest there as well. But right, another person or another musician artist that you're really into, that you love, is Peter Coyle. Now, this is really good for the Filipino new wavers, because we love Peter Coyle. We really do.
I mean, Collins, what's not to love about Peter Coyle? I mean, one of the
so true.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, obviously, and he may be a drummer. I don't know. I've never seen him play drums, but without a shadow of a doubt, easily, in my opinion, one of the greatest vocalists in UK pop music.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I mean,
totally
now
agree.
he's gone a bit, and you know, some of his music's a bit more deep. I know that, but if we look at his pop career, maybe the Lotus Eaters, maybe you can't get much better than First Picture of You. To me, it's probably one of the finest songs ever written. You know,
True.
and
Yeah,
not just for Peter, obviously, Jem as well. But I mean, as a vocalist, Peter to me is,
yeah.
and he knows this. I've told him many times, he's up there. There's not many better for me.
Oh, well, I'm not sure about drumming though, but I believe he's an excellent football player.
I'm sure
He's
he is.
he's brilliant in football apparently.
I'm,
So
I'm sure he's a great football player. I've never seen him play football, but I've seen him sing. I said to you on Saturday that to actually go and watch the Lotus Eaters was one of my ambitions for many years. And I saw them do the Philharmonic Hall and they had a comeback tour. And it was an amazing experience. And then luckily I got to see them a couple of times straight after at some small gigs, the Cavern and Moor Hall Live in Manchester. Well, I had a quick chat to Peter after the Moor Hall Live. In fact, he gave me one of his beers. And it might. I'm going to be a bit like you now, Anna. I was so sad. I've kept the can unopened. I've still got the can of Red Stripe. So, but
did you get him to sign it though?
Unfortunately, I didn't. It's not. If I ever see him again in the future, which I hope to do, I'm going to take the can with me and say, "Do you remember this can from like 20 years ago, whatever it was? I don't know, 10 years ago." But no, he's a really nice guy. You know, he's a great singer-songwriter. And hopefully we'll be. I mean, I know he tours at the moment with this sort of like the 80s thing, but hopefully he'll go out on his own or with his new 22 layers thing and do something a bit more, you know, a bit more, let's say a bit more pop, you know.
And what about maybe a collaboration or something?
I love to. I mean, I've actually spoke to Peter about, you know, that before. You know, I'd love him to do one of my songs. Or him to do something on one of my songs, you know, not Evil Blizzard, but in my own solo stuff. I'd love. I mean, it could be Evil Blizzard. I don't mind, you know, but you know, but I'd love him to sing on one of my songs. You know, it'd be a dream come true for me. You know.
Yeah, but you're friends anyway, aren't you? So you can always.
I mean, I don't know him that well, but I know him well enough to speak to him online, and if I saw him, I could obviously have a good chat to him and things. So yeah.
Yeah, well, the Filipinos are always so like, you know, they want him to go back to the Philippines and perform again, and
sure.
especially, yeah. As I've only seen him once at the Cavern. That was like.
Was that with the Lotus Eaters?
No, that's
solo on his own.
Solo, but he supported China Crisis.
All right, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I didn't go to that.
Yeah,
but I remember he did it. Yeah,
I think it was 2013 when I saw him.
He's such a great. I mean, you know, when you've got a catalogue of their songs, the Lotus Eaters, and their drummer was great as well. The guy they had in the Lotus Eaters was a very, very good drummer. They're just a joy to watch. His voice is just beautiful, you know.
Yeah. Well, he's got 22 layers now, so hopefully.
22 layers. I've got that album, as you know. That's a great album. It's a lovely sounding album. So.
Yeah. Well, okay. Now we have to do your solo project.
Are you not going to ask me any more drumming questions? You know. I'm the world's worst person to talk about drums. If I have my friend here, Aidan, who's a brilliant drummer, who's hopefully going to be helping me out with the one-sided hole stuff, he'd be able to talk a lot more about drums, you know, and he'd be a good guy to have in your show as well, because he's a brilliant drummer.
Well, I always tell the drummers, I'm not very technical, I'm not very good with
Well, all I know is you have two sticks, you have drums, and you hit them, and if you sound right, that's all you need, you know.
So, well, for me, it's more so like your personal life, and you know, and it's not really like technical drumming questions and stuff.
Paradiddles, nothing about paradiddles and things. No, personal life. I mean, it's what I've always done, as I said. You know, from a young age, I've always been doing different people I know, different artists I've done on their albums and things. You know, I'm a drummer, I suppose, who's more of a basic drummer, but it's a solid drums. I say you probably think there's not a lot of. I don't do lots of flashy things, but it keeps it fairly straightforward, which can be quite good in a recording because it keeps it solid, you know.
Yeah, well, I've got a drumming question for you now from Peter Loney. He said, "What kit do you play?" See, I don't know that.
I've just got a bass. I've just got a Yamaha Stage Custom. You know, I've had many different kits for my, different, Pearl, I don't know, Yamaha, a Gretsch. I've had different drums all through the time, but at the moment I've just got a sort of a standard stage custom, which is a nice sounding kit. So
yeah. The one I keep saying is it Natal or something? Not Natal? Natal? Is that like a band name?
I think I'm in Natal. I think they do a lot of percussive stuff. Then, they do drum kits, of course. But I think they do like congas and things like that and stuff like that.
Oh right, yeah. So you don't have that one. See, that's
I don't have a Natal or Natal. I did have some congas at one point, but I've not got them anymore. So I literally just have my drum kit, and it's I go out and do the gigs with that.
Yeah. See, that's why I always ask. So, like, the viewers have asked the drummer if they have drumming questions. Because for me, I'm more so like the you're like smash hits types of thing.
Right, yeah. I'm never in the smash hits, to be honest. I think the people who might have smashed our hits, but that's about it. I've never been in smash hits. Okay.
Sorry, I'm just so. Okay, so one-sided project.
One-sided project with a
one-sided horse. I'm just really giddy because I was like one-sided horse. Right, I have to be serious now. So what I wanted to ask you, why not use your name, Mike? Because you're doing a solo. You're doing a solo, so like acoustic.
Well, I mean, when you look at people in music, I've always thought this. Bruce Springsteen, let's say, or I don't know, just some people who are singers. They've just got a cool name, and obviously my name, Mark Whiteside. It doesn't sound very. It's not like Axl Rose, is it? You know what I mean? So literally, I just thought I'm gonna do a side project, not literally side because of me, but a side project because I wanted to. As I say, I've worked with many great singers. Seamus McLaughlin, I played drums for him. He's in a band called The Capitol. They're a great band. They play in Manchester quite a bit. And, Ian Bailey, Gary Hall, who from Blue Siege. I've done a lot of drumming for him. So I've always been a drummer. But then I used to watch the people like Gary and Seamus, whatever, and think I'd like to try, I'd like to do a bit of singing myself, really. Because when I was a young lad, I was in a choir. I won a big award in Lancashire for singing, but I never sang since a choir boy, let's say. Do you know what I mean? And I just thought let's have a go. So I bought a guitar and sat there as everybody does, strumming away for hours on 2 chords. Not really progressed. I'm still doing the 2 chords after like 6 years, but literally I just thought I'm going to do it. So the name came about because I didn't want to be called my own name. I wanted just something ambiguous. So the reason why it's called One-Sided Horse is because one of my favourite singers of all time, another favourite singer, I've got many favourite singers, but as a songwriter, he's a guy called Iron and Wine, which is he's an American singer-songwriter. He goes under the banner Iron and Wine. They played in Manchester quite a lot. He plays that Jessica Hoop. She plays with him, so I don't know if you've heard of her. She plays with him. Things. But it's called Sam Bean, but basically it's called Iron and Wine is his stage thing. And that was just acoustic guitar and vocal originally. Then he developed it into a band. And when I was thinking about a name, I thought I'd like something ambiguous like Iron and Wine. So I couldn't think of a name. So I was just doodling on some paper, as you do, just talking to people or whatever, and I noticed I'd drawn a horse, but it was only had 2 legs and it was a simple stick horse. And I just remember saying it's like a one-sided horse, and that's where it came. I thought, I'll just call it One-Sided Horse. So that's where it came from. So it wasn't under my own name, and it's just a name. Why is it One-Sided Horse? Do you know? So that's why it came about. Nothing to do with having side in the name. It came from that.
I thought it was because you're Evil Blizzard. You're side from Evil Blizzard.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say that, but literally. I didn't even think of that. I just thought when I saw the one-sided horse, this little doodle, I thought that's quite an ambiguous name. It'll do to go under. And then obviously when I did it with the full band, which was a few years later, when I met up with the lads from Embrace and they became like the musicians on the album. We kept it as One-Sided Horse, even though it was a full band. And now I've got different musicians working with me, so we're staying under the same banner. one-sided horse. So if I play on my own, it's one-sided horse.
Yeah,
If I play with the band, it's one-sided horse, or OSH, whatever it is, it's what it's.
OSH, yeah. No, it's really good, that one-sided horse, and it's a nice name. So,
It's,
and you're gonna be sort of like playing a song for us later. But
I'm going to play a song for you to end on, even though it's not a drumming song, it's a guitar song. But I thought it'd be nice just to try, just to do a little song to end the interview off. If I can remember the lyrics, it's an old song that I thought about the other day, and I thought, oh, I should have done that at the gig. So I want to try it out. I'll probably make a mistake, but it don't matter.
Is it that the Preston Pop set?
No, I didn't do it at the gig. It was. We did the songs at the gig we did doing that was the songs that we've just been rehearsing recently with the two guys in the band, Norm and Gareth. But when I played yesterday in Blackpool, I did a 35-minute set on my own, and then we did a band set. So we did it in two halves. So this is just a song that I wanted to do but never did. But I do like it, so I've resurrected it. So I thought to try it out on you.
Well, thank you. It's Evil Blizzard music and One-Sided Horse music. They're very different.
Very different.
So, like,
the only thing that they got similar is one is me. Two is they can be quite dark songs, I suppose.
Yeah.
My songs, even though they are love songs, I think they are fairly, and I think the hopeful lyrics. But they're more I'd say the more Nick Cave school than the Nick Kershaw. Do you know what I mean? So,
But which do you not really prefer, but which is easier for you, or you enjoy more playing live?
I enjoy both the same. I mean, it's like having two children, isn't it? Which, to be fair, I suppose in a way, it's like for Blizzard. It's one thing. It gives you one emotion. It's great to be able to drum, the power of it, the sound of the band, doing the wild gigs, everyone's jumping around and things. With myself, which is just usually sat there mainly on my own until we get everything sorted out. Unless I've played with Embrace, which is a bit more of a rock gig, literally, it's more chilled out. So it's a different emotion. I won't say I prefer it or don't prefer it. I just like both of them, for different reasons.
Oh, that's good. Well, the mask that you wear for Evil Blizzard, is that like, do you have like a change in personality that because of wearing a mask that you can actually be more?
I think it's like what a lot of people have said, where they have to for performances. I know Peter Gabriel said the same sort of thing, that when he had his outfits on, it could be a different person. I suppose like Bono with his alter ego. It'd be a different person. With Blizzard, if you've got masks and costumes on, you can get away with more things as a character than you can if you're just your normal self. They expect you to be more. I suppose with Filthy, they expect him to be more. I won't say filthy, but they expect him to be more in his outfit, his pink sequined outfit, more than if he just went on with a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. So we do get away with more as a character.
Oh, and you are a bit of a local hero in Preston, right? Everybody seems to know you now.
Evil Blizzard, not me, but Evil Blizzard. Well, Evil Blizzard. I suppose it was a band. We're loved and hated in equal measures. I think you know what I mean. It's like people hate us but like us. People like us and hate us. It's one of those. we just do what we do. It's picked up a lot in the last few years. And people have really got on board with it. But we've got a good following, to be honest with you, from all around the country. And people travel from all over to watch us, so that's really nice.
And you also get. I've noticed from the videos that you get a lot of like female following as well.
Yeah, I don't know why. That's another reason why if it was ourselves, we get no female followers. So I think they like the idea of the masks, But we do have, to be fair, we do have a lot of female fans, which is great, across
great music.
Well, it's funny because it's a strange thing with Evil Blizzard. We have a lot of female fans. And with One-Sided Horse, I did a thing of fans, or let's say friends or followers, and there was a lot more men than women who actually liked it, which is I thought there'd be more women like it because they're soft, gentle songs, but there was more men. So you just don't know,
It's the
But
excitement, isn't it? It's the
we like all our haters. We love them all. They like to boo us. You know what it's like. Everyone boos Evil Blizzard. It's a pantomime. People enjoy it. We had a review once where they said no one liked the band because they were being booed all the time. But we encourage the booing. It's great. People prefer to boo than cheer, so they'll give us lots of aggro. But we can throw it back at them. It's all right.
Oh, all right. Well, are you ready to do the song?
Do you want me to do a song? Just one quick song. I'll do a song for you. I mean, as I say, it's I've got my mic here in it because I've been rehearsing. Been rehearsing some songs anyway. So 1, 2. I have to turn it on though, of course. It's 1, 2. Can you hear that all right?
Oh wow, yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah. That's very good.
So basically, I've been.
So is this like an exclusive then? An exclusive performance?
I've never actually played this song live ever. This is the first time even though I wrote it a while ago and I was thinking of doing it possibly if I can get through it without forgetting the words. I've never actually played this live at a gig or anything. So I just thought I'd just give it a little go, see what it sounds like.
Cool.
But anyway, I'll say afterwards. But thanks for it. It's been brilliant this afternoon. I've enjoyed it a lot. Talking about Evil Blizzard, talking about some of the bands that I like, talking about
Barry Manilow.
Coming to a point, and hopefully, we'll see you again, and we'll see you somewhere with a Blizzard gig or one of my gigs, maybe. As I say, but anyway, whatever. I'll play it for you. It's I think it's called Never Get Over Losing You, something like that. Okay.
Right. So okay.
I'll try it anyway. Good luck. No, it's never easy. I know it's hard. Only on that same thing, there is no doubt. Times we spent together and fooled around. Oh, they were the best times in my life. Oh, I'll never get over losing. Oh, I'll never get over losing. I know I say too much, and the words I say can't be too much. You know I didn't mean it. I've cut it short because I know I don't want to go on too long. There's another verse and there's another chorus, so I just thought I'd end it because otherwise it'll go on too long. It's just a little bit of a song for you.
Oh, thank you so much. I've just noticed you've got a Genesis poster there behind you.
Yeah, that's the from the Abacab, like it's a record shop poster.
That's brilliant. How long have you had that?
I've had that quite a few years. I've got lots of. I must have about 50 or 60 rolls of posters that I've not even framed yet on different bands and things, So I've got the various posters around my flat, But
yeah.
I like collecting band merchandise, memorabilia,
Yeah, like me. Yeah. Oh, that was really lovely. Thank you so much, Mark. And also thank you for signing my CDs
No
last
problem.
Saturday,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna include the link to your Bandcamp as well if anyone saw like.
Yeah. Well, we've got the Bandcamp for Blizzard, I think, and Blizzard's
And
easy to get hold of on Spotify.
yeah,
And all the albums are on Spotify, and obviously you can buy them. The vinyl's still out there.
yeah.
My stuff, I don't have as much stuff out. I think the vinyl's nearly sold out. You can get it through Butterfly Effect Records, which is in
All right,
Darlington.
yeah.
That's the vinyl. But I tend to just have the CDs at gigs and things. But yeah, I tend to do a lot of my own CDs, just little
Yeah,
singles,
yeah.
CDs.
I'll include that link to your Bandcamp page on the
Nice
Ask Drummer, so at least,
excellent.
yeah.
There's a little video from yesterday, I think. I think you can use that YouTube
Yeah, I
video.
could
It's
share
just,
that as well.
it's just different things, isn't there? But yeah,
Yeah.
support live music.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, thank you so much. You
No
enjoyed it, yeah? I'm glad that
I really enjoyed it. It's been superb. As I said, you talk to a real drummer next time. They'll be able to give you a lot more drum words, I suppose. But we have to keep it simple. Like my drumming, So
so like, I'm sure the others would probably say, "Well, what's our drumming questions on these?" But I always, like those who've seen the podcast, the Ask the Drummer podcast, they know that it's not really technical.
No, it's a good job, As I say, it takes me all the time to tune the drums, I just like get in there, set them up, hit them, Evil Blizzard, have a laugh, get some rocking sounds together, and have fun, really. And that's all it should be about. Music should be having fun as well. No matter what music you play, whether it's heavy, soft, whatever it is, it should still be fun what you're doing. You should enjoy it. If you have a good time, the audience has a good time. And I can assure you, people with Evil Blizzard usually have a good time. Even if they don't, even if they say they don't, I think they do.
There you go. Oh, thank you.
All right,
thank you so much, Mark. And I'll see you. Yeah, I'll see you again. I'll see you again soon. Hopefully. Take care. And please say hello to your mom as well. Big love to her.
I will. I'll say hello from you today. All right. No problem.
All right. Bye. Bye. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my God. Thank you. Oh, he's brilliant. He's really, really good. Right. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I always say, love music, love life, and love drummers, because they're just so awesome. Mark Whiteside is awesome. He's just really is. And one love. Bye, everyone. Bye.